Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello all online friends. Healthy greetings to all of us and welcome to this podcast. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Fauzia Aula Fitri. Here, we will also invite two guest star, two students from the Law Study program at Andalas University. So, at this meeting, we will discuss something about conflict Gaza and Palestine. Before entering the discussion, first introduce the invite guests who will be chatting with us.
Hello guys, I'm Salwa Dimaya. Nice to meet you.
Hello, my name is Alia Zahra. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Okay, today we will discuss conflict Gaza and Palestine, which your fellow student might have studied. Okay, Alia, can the action taking place in Gaza and other territories occupied by Israel be classified as genocide in the context of international law?
Okay, thank you, Fauzia, for the question. Let me answer this question. The classification of the actions in the West Bank, Gaza, and other occupied territories by Israel as genocide within the context of international law is a highly contentious and debated issue. The term genocide has a specific legal definition outlined in the 1948 Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide. According to this convention, genocide includes acts committed with intent to destroy in a whole, in a part, a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group. Some individuals and organizations argue that certain actions by Israel in these territories, such as settlement, expansion, displacement of Palestinian populations, restrictions of movements, and military operations, amount to genocide or at least constitute elements of genocide as defined by the convention.
Okay, so how the definition and criteria of genocide international law apply to the situation in Palestine now?
Okay, the situation in Palestine, particularly in the occupied territories of the West Bank and Gaza, has been a subject of intense debate and scrutiny in terms of its conformity with the definition and criteria of genocide in international law. When examining this situation in Palestine, particularly in the context of Israeli occupation, several actions have been scrutinized in light of this definition. The first one is violence and killing. There have been numerous instances of violence resulting in the loss of Palestinian lives, including civilian casualties during military operations, clashes with Israeli security forces, and targeted assassinations. The second one is forcible transfer and displacement. The expansion of Israeli settlements in the West Bank, accompanied by the forced eviction and displacement of Palestinian communities, has raised concerns about the forcible transfer of populations, which is recognized as a potential indicator of genocide under international law. The third one is restrictions on movement and access. Palestinians in the occupied territories face significant restrictions of their movement, including checkpoints, barriers, and a separation wall. The fourth one is blockade and siege. The blockade of Gaza, which severely restricts the entry of goods and materials as well as the movement of people, has been criticized for causing humanitarian suffering and contributing to the deterioration of living conditions in the territory.
Okay, how does the conflict in Palestine compare to the other genocide situation that have been recognized by international law?
Okay, comparing the conflict in Palestine with other situations of genocide recognized by international law requires careful consideration of historical context, such as the first one is intent to destroy. One of the central elements of genocide is the intent to destroy in a whole or in a part of a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group. In cases like the Holocaust, the intent to exterminate Jewish people was explicit and documented through policies, statements, and actions of the perpetrators. In the case of Rwandan genocide, Hutu extremists incited violence against the Tutsi population with the clear intent to exterminate them. In the conflict in Palestine, determining the intent behind Israeli actions toward the Palestinian population is more complex and subject to the interpretation. The second one is scale and scope of violence. Genocides such as those in Rwanda, Bosnia, and Darfur involve mass killings, widespread atrocities, and systematic campaigns of violence targeting specific ethnic, racial, or religious group. While the conflict in Palestine has seen significant violence and loss of life, including civilian casualties, it has not reached the same scale of mass extermination witnessed in some recognized cases of genocide. The third one is state involvement and responsibility. In many instances of genocide, state authorities or organized groups within the state apparatus have played a central role in planning, executing, or enabling genocidal acts. In the case of Palestine, the genocide against of the Israeli state and its policies in the occupied territories is a subject of debate and contention. The fourth one, or the last one, is international recognition and accountability. Genocides recognized by international law have often led to international condemnation, tribunals, and efforts to hold perpetrators accountable. In the case of Palestine, while there have been calls for accountability and justice, there has been no international consensus or classifying the situation as genocide, and efforts toward legal accountability have faced significant challenges. Overall, while there are some similarities and parallels between the conflict in Palestine and recognized cases of genocide, there are also important differences in terms of intent, scale, state of involvement, and international recognition. The implication of the genocide framework to the situation in Palestine remains a highly contentious and debated issue within the international community until now.
Okay, Alia, thank you. Next, Salwa. Do the action that took place Gaza and other territory occupied by Israel meet the elements of genocide crimes according to the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court?
Yes, it has been fulfilled. Israel action against Palestinians in Gaza currently fulfill the elements of crime of genocide, crimes against humanity, and war crimes in the Rome Statute. Genocide is an act intended to destroy part or all of national, ethnic, racial, or religion group, such as killing members of the group or causing serious physical or mental harm to members of the group. The definition of genocide is clearly fulfilled in the action of Israeli soldiers who bombarded civilians in Gaza. The victims who were killed or physically injured were very serious, especially children, women, and the elderly. There are no more numbers. In fact, Prime Minister Netanyahu emphasized that his party would eliminate Gaza civilians. This clearly showed that the act of genocide was not just an intention to destroy, but the genocide was indeed being carried out by Israel.
Nah, how is the comparison between the action taking place in Palestine with other genocide cases that have been tried in the International Criminal Court at the National Court?
Okay, thank you. One case of genocide that has been tried in the genocide in Rwanda on September 2, 1908, the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda issues the world's first verdict for the actual crime of genocide following a trial before an international court. A man named Jean Paul Akaseyu was found guilty of genocide and crimes against humanity for action he committed and controlled while mayor of the city of Taba in Rwanda. Different from the case of genocide in Palestine, where to this day the perpetration of genocide have not been tried by the International Criminal Court. Currently, the International Criminal Court has issued a decision regarding the assertion of its jurisdiction over the Gaza and West Bank areas, including as Jerusalem. Based on the information I received, the ICC prosecutor Karim A.A. Khan Casey has started an investigation by collecting information. However, because this concerns a country, the United States and Israel also condemned the action carried out by the ICC. In fact, in our opinion, the action taken by the ICC were correct. This is an inhibiting factor in resolving the genocide case in Palestine.
Okay, thank you. As you explained, is there an international jurisdiction that has the authority to investigate and prosecute genocide cases that occur in Palestine?
Yes, in February 2021, the judge of the International Criminal Court decided that the court has jurisdiction, including the Gaza region and the West Bank. The Rome State and the ICC regulate the mechanism for the law enforcement process for crime of genocide, crimes against humanity, and war crimes, each and regulated by Article 12, 13, 14, and 15 of the Rome Statute. Article 12 allows countries that are not yet party to the treaty to ask the ICC to conduct an investigation after making a statement registered with the ICC register. This can be done by Indonesia, which is not a state party to the statute. The law enforcement mechanism is regulated by Article 13 with 3 channels. And if I were in ICC prosecutor, I will have carried out an investigation from the start when Palestine was bombarded by Israel. Because if we talk about evidence, there is a lot of evidence that can be seen today that Israel has committed genocide, crimes against humanity, and war crimes, especially at the end 2023, when all public facilities were destroyed, many civilian deaths, and there were bomb attacks on Gaza. I will indicate the Israeli Prime Minister as the perpetrator because he is the person responsible for Israel attack on Palestine. I indict him for crimes of genocide, crimes against humanity, and war crimes because Israel has also violated humanitarian law. That's all from me, Fauzia.
Okay, thank you Alia and Salwa. Last, hostilities between Israel and Palestine remain high and go back this year. Even as a ceasefire was reset, Israel Defense Force sirens alerting Israel residents of a mass rocket fire were sounding in the south of the country. Thank you for today. That hopefully it will be useful for of. Bye bye.
Okay, thank you so much,
Thank you,
Fauzia, Alia.
Fauzia. Thank you, guys.
Yay.